Hi. So I've had several of my questions answered already today. I'm in a tremendous, wonderful space in manifesting things, appreciating them, a relationship. I'm in a new leadership position. I'm teaching. I'm very, very excited about what is. In the relationship sector, I tend to sometimes become balled up about the what ifs. And I wonder about that being some form of sabotage.
For sure. It's literally carving out thought pathways that lead to where you don't want to be. Unless it's the what ifs that delight you when you think about them.
No, and because I believe they are tied to history.
Of course they are.
And
they're old habits of thought that have nothing to do with now. But your thought is where you last left it, so why don't you leave it in a new place? If you could not ever think about that, then there would be no reason to leave it in a new place. But since it is logical and likely that you are going to continue to think about it, then the best idea is to think about it in ways that feel better. So we're going to give you a process. This has been something that Esther's really been enjoying recently. And we're calling it the satisfied, dissatisfied, or satisfied, unsatisfied, satisfied, not satisfied. So she opens her journal and she puts a big S over here and a big un over there. And then she just sort of lets life happen. So something wonderful will happen, or she will just feel wonderful in much the way you just described. And so on this side of it, she'll write a line that says, let's see, what were your lines? I'm living just a wonderful life, and I've taken on a new leadership role. Just listing those things that are easily satisfying, nothing unsatisfying about it. And then you said, and a new relationship. And then in the relationship sector, so then on the unsatisfying part of the journal page, you might write, I worry about some things that have happened in the past happening again. Satisfied, 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 unsatisfied. So now, because you're right here where you have control, it's not satisfied, it's the end of the world. It's not satisfied, I don't know what to do. It's not satisfied, I'm beside myself. It's satisfied or unsatisfied. It's just in that controllable, low momentum stage is when we're encouraging you to catch it. So now you've written that. And now, if you will, take that idea that you just wrote, I am thinking about the unpleasant what ifs. Then you might say, but there are so many pleasant what ifs. And I have no reason to think about unpleasant what ifs. These are just habits of thought, and things are going extremely well. And it's so unnecessary that I bring the past into this because it has nothing to do with it. So now you've got satisfied, 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 not satisfied, satisfied. But this is the point. On the subject of dissatisfaction, you have left that subject in a place that you have never left it before. Well, probably doing that today is not going to do the trick completely, because there were a lot of things that you were worried about. Every relationship has a certain amount of insecurity within it. In other words, when your happiness seems like part of the reason is because of this other person, then this other person sticking around feels like a pretty important thing. We get how knowing what you really want can make you know what you don't want. But if you play this game with yourself, it won't be long before there will be a new place that you've last left it. You don't have to do that very many times. And think about it. Oh, we really want you to hear this. When you're in concert with your inner being, under the influence of your inner being, your attraction power is way, 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 way more than when you're not. From the very first moment that you had a I know what I don't want, I know what I do want moment relative to relationship, your inner being only focused upon what you do want. So consider this. Pretend, it isn't literally this way, but pretend that your inner being is over there with that journal, a journal just like it. And everything's on this side. Satisfied, 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 satisfied. Page after page, satisfied, 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 page after page, satisfied, 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 satisfied. You're the only one ever having any unsatisfying moments. So imagine what this momentum is. Just imagine what that momentum is, and then feel how once you tip the fulcrum so that you leave that unsatisfying what if in a whole new place, so that you join concert with your inner being who has true knowing. Can you imagine how stable and solid you can be within that? And it's like our friend was telling us earlier, it's not the result of the test, it's not the manifestation, it's the torture that you do to yourself unnecessarily in the meantime. Yeah?
Yes.
Helpful?
Very. Thank
Something
you.
more? Further forward? Yeah. Wait. Come on. Keep walking. If you're not the one we meant, we'll whack you when you get here.
Hello. I found you about 2 months ago.
We've been there a long, long time.
Yeah. I'm very fascinated. I'm an actor, and a friend came over to my house to do an audition, and he said, I have something for you. It's a book. Ask and it's given. I'm an avid reader. I devour books. I'm like, yes, this is great. So then I look on YouTube, and I find you. I'm like, wow, this is even better. And a friend comes to my bar. She's like, I'm going to see Abraham in Miami. So here I am. I wanted to thank you. Very satisfying. So talk to me about Abraham. I'm looking at you and I'm hearing you, but it's Abraham that's talking to all of us. So I'm trying to wrap my head around.
You wanted to describe to you
Yes.
who we are, what we're about?
Yeah.
We are the source energy from which you come, who has been aware of you all the while that you've been around in this physical time and before, who is aware of everything that you've bounced into your vortex, who understands exactly where you stand in relationship to everything you want, who is streaming constant information, which from our point of view is a powerful path of least resistance. We would like to call it the path of most allowance, but you hear it easier when we call it the path of least resistance. But in either case, it's the same path. So what we do is we are aware of you, and then we advocate on your behalf. We knew who you were coming in, and we know who you've become since you've been here. And so because we understand so clearly who you are, we offer a stream of consciousness that is all about the completion and the fulfillment of everything that you've asked for so far, up to the minute in which you are asking. So we are offering a stream of knowledge, and you might say vibrational request to the universe that is carving out, you know, those thought pathways that we were talking about earlier. We're carving out a thought pathway. In fact, we do 99% of the carving out. In other words, when you ask, we carve out a thought pathway that takes care of 99% of it. All you have to do then is catch a whiff of satisfaction, let the resistance subside within you, and that's how you accomplish in your physical form the other 1% that then allows you the connection with the information that then leads you to the impulse, to the words, to the rendezvous, not unlike the rendezvous that you just described that got you here today. It's like that. All things are possible. Everything that this time-space reality has inspired within you are possible. We know the details of how it unfolds, but we don't take your adventurous surprise away from you by pointing all of that out. We stream to you as much as we know that you are able to hear, in the understanding that in differing times you'll be in differing places of being able to receive. What you are about We want to say, on the one hand, that we don't want any of this to be about Abraham. We don't even want it to be about what Abraham teaches. We want it to be about what, through these teachings, you open up to, so that you can be the creator of what life is showing to you. Our message of creation isn't about us, it's about your creation. And you are the creation that you are the creator of. You are the creation that you are the creator of. So you are the creation of your joyful moment. You are the creator of your living happily ever after. You are the creator of new insight into something. You are the creator of something that rings your bells in a way that you are the creator of living happily ever after. You are the creator and the allower of the emotional balance that equals your perspective about life. What we are about. Jerry used to ask this all the time. Abraham, what do you want? We want you to find resonance with the whole of that which you are. We want you to feel the joy about what you are involved in the way that we feel the joy of it. We want your moments to be step 5 moments, so that you're involved in the contrast and yet not mad at yourself for even having the contrast. We want you to